Final Fantasy. I had no idea what Final Fantasy was, and after watching it, I wanted nothing to do with it, which is quite a surprise to those people who know me, considering I'm a Final Fantasy fanboy. I was in grade 6, like I mentioned, and my mom took me on a Christmas trip to see a family friend out in Alberta, and of course Nintendo was huge. As soon as I saw Nintendo at their house, I was like, yo, TJ, what is that? He's like, it's Final Fantasy. I'm like, what are you doing? And I didn't even understand. I thought Nintendo was gotta be awesome. So I had no idea what this was about at the time. This is actually just going to be a quick little homage to a couple of my buddies online. Those of you, you'll know who you are. Drake! So I came across my friend who had this Nintendo game, and he was walking around aimlessly. And of course there's a town with a castle, and I saw he was getting into battles a lot. So I was like, oh, okay, so this is, you know, they're getting ready to fight. I understood that. But then I saw, like, all these boxes with numbers and letters. I understood that, okay, the good guys are on the right and the bad guys are ugly. They're definitely ugly and they're on the left, so we're trying to beat them up. But the fact that it was describing what was happening, I didn't understand DMG was damage. So I'm watching this game and I'm wondering, what's the point? And he did this over and over and over again. And finally I asked him, TJ, what are you doing? He says, dude, I'm leveling up. I'm like, what the fuck? Leveling up? I didn't understand, of course, that you get what experience points were, anything like that whatsoever. No idea. To me, it's like there's an enemy, kill him, move on. And that's how the story progresses. I don't understand him making myself stronger or anything like that. But I noticed that this was happening, you know, a lot. And I didn't understand why he was doing all this leveling. And that's the very first impression I got about Final Fantasy. I didn't like it. Like, this was not fun. What is this? Like, I was used to stuff like Zelda, or Mega Man, or Contra, or Double Dragon, or anything where you actually go up and you hit the person physically, or you shoot them. In this case, it's enemies waving, and then black smoke appears. You know? Like 2 hits for 2 damage? I didn't understand it. It made no sense to me whatsoever. And I unfortunately, you know, just didn't have the capacity to understand the brilliance that what was Final Fantasy. I had no idea. And only years later would I come to understand what Final Fantasy meant to gaming as a whole, but what it would mean to me as a game player who enjoys story and, you know, overall feelings of accomplishment. It would take a good couple of years before I even understood it, and it took a lot of games in between for me to get that figured out.